What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, I know this looks and sounds probably pretty weird, but I am actually out in Mexico right now on a bit of a vacation, and I don't have my camera nor my microphone, but something is going on with Luna Classic right now that I wanted to let you guys know about. I didn't plan on making any videos, but here we are. I thought this was important, and so of course I wanted to update you as soon as possible. So I want to talk about what the price is doing right now and some early warning signs that I'm seeing that it might not be a bad idea to start closing some positions or maybe even taking profits. Okay, so before we get into that, let's kind of talk a little bit about a bit of a recap of what's going on over the last 2 days and then talk about what we can expect going forward. So about 3 days ago, I made a video talking about this triangle. I said that as we were entering into this triangle, this was going to be a test. Were the bulls going to cool down, calm down, take a little bit of a rest and continue on with their journey? Or was this going to be the point where the bears did kick in and we started to see continuation back to the downside? I said that if we were capable of getting a break above this level and we were capable of holding above the line, I would be opening up some positions expecting growth as high as up to 36 to even 40. Now, of course, we are at 45, so we're higher than that. But if you were capable of getting in on the video from 2 days ago, you would be sitting up a whopping 78% on that very first purchase. Now, just yesterday or 2 days ago, I made another video when we were just around right here. I told you all that if we were able to get the daily close above 33 and we were capable of holding it, that I thought there could be some growth from that point forward as high as 36, again to 40. And so, of course, if you were able to get in around that 33-ish area roughly, you would be sitting up another grand whopping, of course, 37%. So if you've gotten in on the last two recommendations that I made in the last two videos, of course, congratulations to you. I am no financial advisor, but we have gotten pretty good at this thing here, and so of course we're going to keep it going. Now, looking at what is coming next, well, we can see here that things are still moving pretty healthy, but there are some warning signs, okay? So what I usually look for on the shorter time frames are retests, right? When do we come back to retest a previous point of support, and do we hold on that level? Now, what you can see is that as we did start to make this climb here up into around the 35 level, we did start to see resistance for the first time in about 24 hours, right? 24 hours straight, we were kind of just going straight up. We ran into resistance around 35. Now, as we broke above 35, Luna Classic came right back down and retested it and held it as support. When you see a previous point of resistance flipped into support, that is a fantastic sign that we're likely going to see some growth from that point forward, and that is exactly what's happening. If we take the Fibonacci's from this swing high down to the swing low, you can see that we did get a beautiful extension right up to the 1.272 level, which is where we are now finding resistance. So what I'm going to tell you all today are the two things that I'm paying attention to of whether or not we are going to see one more push to around maybe 52 to 53, or if it is going to be the beginning of when we start to see a stronger correction to the downside. Okay, let's start with the bullish scenario. Well, personally speaking, if I'm going to be buying right now, I'm paying it very, very safe. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not making huge purchases, just because if you look at the daily charts, we've been going up and up and up and up for weeks at this point, and usually when that happens, we will see a stronger correction to the downside at some point. So I definitely wouldn't be just aping in at this point with no regard, right? I definitely would be taking it slow. But personally, I would be looking for the closing and breaking back above 47 cents, or just let's call it 47, not 47 cents. If we're capable of breaking, actually, I'd rather give it 48. I'd say 48. If we get the 4-hour close above 48, I do believe there's a strong chance we extend from this 1.272 Fibonacci level up to the 1.618 Fibonacci level, which looks like a push of roughly maybe another 7 to 8%, and I think that there could be a beautiful gain to be made there, especially if you are going long. Of course, you could be leveraging, but I just think leveraging too hard right now while we are at all-time highs is just not the best idea. But one way or another, whatever way you do want to trade it, reminder, I am on BitGet. They are, in my opinion, the best exchange in the world and the easiest exchange to use in the world, and if you do use my link down below, you will get up to $4,000 in deposit bonuses, as well as the best traders in my community will get up to $1,500 per month. So for that reason, definitely do go use the link down below. Go check out BitGet. But one way or another, I think that if we are capable of breaking 48, that is the next trade to be made up to around the 51 to 52 level. Now, let's take a look at this warning, okay? Because what I am starting to gather from these charts is a little bit of an extreme case of bearish divergence, especially on the 4-hour charts. If we get these 4 hours pulled up here, what you can see is a pretty consistent downtrend being created on our 4-hour RSI, which does look like us setting highs, lower highs, and lower highs. But in that same time frame, as you can see here, throughout that time that we have been seeing these lower highs on the RSI, we've consistently been setting higher highs on the price, and that is usually a pretty good indicator that momentum to the top side is starting to die off, and we can usually expect some type of pull to the downside to follow soon thereafter. Now, many people will say things like, well, no, Luna Classic doesn't really move off that technical analysis, but that's just not true, and you can see that in its own history. Just back in June, you can see that we put in a high, and this high, right? We put in a series of 3 highs, higher highs. In that time frame on the RSI, you can see that we went in and put in lower highs, and as that didn't happen, we did enter into this more macro downturn, okay? And so this was a pre-warning. This bearish divergence was a pre-warning that that drop was going to happen, and it isn't something we should just ignore now just because things are exciting, okay? So pay very close attention. Although there is another trade maybe up to 52, 53, on a bit of a short-term move there, pay very close attention to these lower highs on the RSI and these higher highs on the price, because they're usually leading indicators before we do get some type of consolidation or into some type of pullback. Personally speaking, at this point, if I was up 100, 200, 300%, I definitely would be taking some profits off the table and slowing down on the accumulations until we do see this divergence play out. And so for that reason, my main warning is that we could very possibly see some type of pullback happen very soon, and I would be looking to take some profits off the table and slow down on the buying, especially if you're using leverage. Again, all of the trades I am doing are through BitGet. The Patreon link that I provide all of my trades through is down below as well, but do make sure you don't miss out on up to $4,000 in deposit bonuses through BitGet with the link down below. But with that said, that's going to be the quick warning for the day. I am going to head back out to the beach for the second time here, but I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I will see you all next time. Peace.